President Carl. So access to water, sanitation, and hygiene is a basic human right. And the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in 2022 stated there were 2.2 billion people lacking safely managed drinking water, 3.5 billion people that lacked safely managed sanitation services, and 2 billion people who lacked basic hand washing services. So today, I'm very honored to introduce Georgie Badiel-Liberty, also known as the Water Princess, an international model, author, activist, advocate, who's working in New York City. Her modeling career brought her to New York, where Georgie began using her platform to tackle issues of clean water. She founded the Georgie Badiel Foundation, which aims to provide clean water and sanitation to people in Burkina Faso, building wells, providing technical and educational programs, and by empowering women. Georgie inspires women and girls around the globe to be bold and bright world changers. And for her work, bringing clean water to Burkina Faso, in 2018, Georgie received the nation's highest civilian honor, Chevalier de Mérite of Burkina Faso. Today, she is here to share her inspirational story, a story of changing lives and making a positive impact. So Georgie, thank you for joining us today. We are honored.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know you are eating, but I can't hear you. Good afternoon? All right, now we are going to do it in my dialect. I am Grunzi and I speak Lele. Good afternoon, we say ayi buen. So you are going to say after the ayi buen. All right, now we're up, we can start. I would like to express my gratitude to the Rotary Club, specifically to my friend Steve, for making sure that I am here. It wasn't easy to organize, and my thanks to my friend Patty. I am here because of her. I believe that I have a slide to present. Okay, there we go. This is the Georgie Badiel Foundation overview. Who we are. I founded the Georgie Badiel Foundation in 2015. Our mission is to develop a sustainable water project in my country. We build, we restore, and we empower women in basic engineering. We design educational program on water and hygiene. Our vision is to bring clean drinking water to 10 million people in Burkina Faso. I strongly believe that is possible, and I know we will do it. I will see it on my lifetime. And the reason why I strongly believe on that is because as a young girl, I used to walk 3 hours to fetch water. And today, I realize that nothing has changed, but I want to see this happen on my lifetime. And one thing you should note about the Burkinabe people, the Burkinabe people are very hard working people. They are farmers. And the proof is that we are the second producer of cotton in West Africa. And let me mention the first producer of organic cotton in West Africa. This is my story, the Water Princess. So today I'm very grateful to use my platform. After being Miss Burkina Faso in 2003, following that Miss Africa in 2004, God has blessed me to have the opportunity to go to Paris to start an international modeling career. And honestly, I have to tell you, living in Paris was amazing. I could take bubble bath anytime. anytime I want it. I can even turn on the faucet like that and then the water just go. So in 2009, my sister told me that she was having a baby. I was very excited about going home and welcoming my nephew. Unfortunately, I have to face back reality. I have to watch my sister waking up between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. to get water. That is when I knew that basically nothing has changed and that I wasn't any special or any better than everybody that was left behind in my village and in my community. I just got a little bit lucky for being tall, skinny, and beautiful. So all I had to do is just to use that platform to give back. The problem is that Burkina Faso is a Sudano-Saharan country, and agriculture plays a major role in our economy. And Burkina Faso is the fourth poorest country in the world. About 88% of the rural population lack access to adequate sanitation. Nearly 63% of the population, of the rural population, lack access to safe and clean drinking water. Now we are facing a new challenge, is the terrorist attack we've been experiencing in the northern of Burkina Faso. So it's not easy to walk in Burkina Faso. Now the GBF solution, we have differentiated ourselves by uniquely focusing on community resilience. Because it's very easy to go out there and build a well, right? Honestly, we have a drilling well machine. I will come in 2 weeks, I will put a well together for you. But how do we maintain it? How do we sustain it? Burkina Faso have over 9,000 broken wells. I repeat, 9,000 broken wells. These wells were built by amazing individuals that wanted to make a difference, amazing organizations that want to make a difference, and the government. But unfortunately, no one taught the community how to restore and maintain these water wells. So what makes our work even very unique is a woman engineering program and the community resilience part that we have. Here you can see on that photo below a woman practice training to restore the wells. Up there is the Georgie Badiel Foundation branded drilling track, which I'm very proud of it because it took us a long time to have it. We 100% work with local people. There is a lot of amazing engineers that finish with school and unfortunately they don't have any work. So to me, it was very important that I make sure that I give an opportunity to these young people because we've been saying they need to be educated, they need to go to school to become better, but well, when they're done, there is a job available to them. So the Georgie Badiel Foundation makes sure that we employ 100% of our team in Burkina Faso, they are local. We design amazing oases, and our oases are very, very simple. It's a green space, you know, where we plant indigenous plants. There is a community garden. Like you could see, Burkina Faso has been experiencing drought over the past 8 years, and back in 2018, me traveling to the north of the country, I remember my grandmother calling me, saying that we are hungry. And I was confused. I was like, you are hungry? I don't understand. Every month, you know, I make sure that, you know, my family have their needs. But she said, no, the whole village is hungry. And when I went in and I dig deep to it, I realized that there were a famine going on in the country. I went to the north in the country. I have to see children eating twice a week. Twice. I couldn't look in their face. I just couldn't look in the face, but this is the reality. So our OACCs have a community garden, taps where the community get their water. There is a toilet in which you and I can use comfortably. And we also have equipped it with solar power, so at night. And imagine rural Burkina Faso, there is no electricity at night. Sometimes I used to study with the moonlight, so for me it was very important that we put a blackboard for kids to study in these oases, and also electricity. One thing that is very special about our oasis is that we have a place where people can actually charge their device, and we hopefully working to bring internet out there. You know, they have to be able, these kids, they have to be able to have these resources to make research, right, about the world. And this is the plan of the oasis, is 200 square feet. So now, what makes our project sustainable is that we ask the community to participate a penny per 25 liters of water. It's basically nothing. My father used to say, if I wash your back, you have to be able to wash your belly. Meaning that I can only give you what I can, and you have to be able to help yourself. So as a Burkinabe woman, it's very important for me to make this community understand that fundraising is not an easy thing to do. So when people come in, they build this water system for us. We have to be able to maintain it. We have to be able to sustain them for generation to come. So that is one of the parts. We work with the National Office of Water in Burkina Faso to make sure that the water we give to this community is sane and healthy to drink, and et cetera, et cetera. And we train women basic engineering to sustain the system. This is a few of our ladies that we were able to train. I am so proud of them. On our women engineering community, we have about 228 women that we taught basic engineering. I am very proud of that. And we also work in the north of Burkina Faso, where there is all of this terrorist attack. We teach these women how to restore and maintain the water system, because without water, there's not much they can do. So often in these villages, when terrorists come in, they attack this community, they flee, but they have to come back because they have nowhere else to go. They have to come back home to the place that they know, to the place that they call home. They have to come back. Yes, so these are the pricing. I would just go, we created a grant and donation and loan options. We have a strategic plan put in place. So I think I would stop here because this deck is so long. So I can take questions from you. Thank you.
Great exercise. So, Georgie, you said 10 million people by 2030. The population's about 20 million in Burkina Faso now. Is that because there's already 10 million people that have access to water? What made you pick that number as your goal?
So we say 10 million people. Burkina Faso have, because remember, nearly half of the population do not have access to clean drinking water. And in Ouagadougou, which is the capital of Burkina Faso, in Ouagadougou, believe it or not, people walk 2 hours away from the slums to get water, especially in April. So we need to reach these communities as well with access to clean drinking water. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. You talked about the training program to educate and empower women to maintain the water systems. Could you describe that a little more? I'm curious to know how you go about doing that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Building wells is engineering, right? So back in 2015, when I started the organization, I will go to villages where the community would be asking me to build a new well for them. And I couldn't comprehend that there were a well right in the middle of the village. And my question to them was like, okay, you want me to build you a new well? Yes. Where do you go get water? Like, we walk 2 hours, 3 hours away from our village to get water. Interesting. How about this well right here? Well, this well was built about 2 years ago. It functioned for only 6 months, and after it's broken now. So now we have nowhere to access water in our village. I was like, okay. So how about teaching you how to fix this well? Then come in and build you a new well. So I called the engineer of the organization, have them broke down completely the curriculum of engineering in the water system. So we teach that in the national dialect in Moree, and whenever we go in another place, I am Grunsi. If we go to my town, we're going to teach it in Grunsi. But they learn all of the engineering terms, all of the functioning of the water well, history, geography, because that's what it is. That's the issue we're facing in Burkina Faso compared to the coast, is geography. So they learn all of that to have a better understanding on how the water system works so that they can be able to fix it. Yeah, and this curriculum was designed in a way that we can teach that to a 5th grade student.
Hello.
Hello.
First, let me congratulate you and your organization for working on the long-term sustainability of these projects. So many organizations opt for doing kind of the flashy stuff up front, but then they walk away from the very hard business that you are involved in, of actually making things sustainable and making them happen. I have 2 questions. First, what's wrong with the men?
Ooh, I can't wait to answer that.
Yeah. And secondly, if you wouldn't mind telling us, is there a single major foundation that has provided you with substantial support over time, and are they continuing?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love your questions. So what's wrong with the men? Oh my God. They sleep. And that's the truth, they sleep. And I'm gonna tell you why. So in my village in particular, fetching water is a woman issue. So it's the girl. So every morning my grandmother used to come at 6 a.m. She will come knock at the door. And I'm not a morning person. I don't like to wake up that early. So she will come in 6 a.m. Georgie, let's go get the water. And I will be crying. I will wake the whole village up. And my brothers and my cousin boys were sleeping. To me, it wasn't fair. We have the same age. Why I have to go fetch water for them? It just wasn't fair. And today, when I talk to the people in these villages, I like one man in one village told me, you know what, I just think that you always ask us this question.
Yeah.
You know, women are just stronger than I. That's why. So, so I think it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing for some of these places. So men don't feel like they have to do this type of thing, but I have been educating them, telling them, no, you are stronger. You are stronger than us, so you have to help when it comes to the journey on walking to fetch water. Now, the big challenge the Georgie Badiel Foundation has been experiencing is that when we go to even this organization, most of these organizations that build these wells, right, that are broken, and we come in and we ask for a grant, please help us. And sometimes it make me feel like, oh my God, I'm even begging you to fix your issue. I'm begging you to fix your problem, the problem that you are create, and you have the funds to give us so that we can actually do the hard work. The hard work you can't achieve. So it's been quite a challenge. So now I would say my mindset is, you know, is to make these people ally, is to make them, not make them feel like they're enemies, because honestly, I like to be grateful, meaning that they build the well. They build it, right? Now, how we as an African get our people, get our community to come and maintain and fix these wells. That is the future. That is the future. And that is how we are going to change our communities. There is already $10,000 that was put down on the ground was right here. Now, what's the little can we do with the pennies to fix and maintain them? Yes. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you so much, Georgie. We really appreciate hearing your story. I'm concerned about the terrorism. You referred to that briefly, but you know, I would think that the terrorists could basically pretty much destroy the well. Can your people build it back again from total destruction, or what's involved in something? That seems to me like a very big deal. And if you can destroy a community's water, you destroy their way of life. So I presume that that's a real target for the terrorists.
Yes. Good engineering is the answer. Very good engineering is the answer. Unfortunately, there is a lot of contractors out there that have a ring, that have a drilling well machine. People will hire them. Organization will hire these people to go build a borehole that is not straight, or the borehole doesn't heat the water properly. So in these cases, for example, we don't drill during the raining season. We stay away from that, because during the raining season, the level of the water on the ground go up. And then in April, on the driest time, it would just go so low that the pipes didn't get where it was supposed to be for the water to actually come up when it's pumped. So good engineering is everything. There were wells that we did try to fix, but unfortunately my heart was so broken to just go to these communities and tell them the job that whoever did this wasn't well done, so we're gonna have to build a new well. So imagine how much money was waste. How much money was waste into this project. So good engineering, expertise in the field is everything.
Thank you so much. And particularly for your foresight in looking at how to keep it going. So a few questions. One, I'll repeat, where do you get your funding from? That's one question. Another is that I read that Burkina Faso had a national action plan that was put in place from 2012 to 2016. And it wasn't a very good one. It didn't really address all the questions. But this is required by UN Resolution 1325, that all countries develop their national action plan for women, peace, and security. And women define security much broader than, more arms, So having water, having access. And to answer the other question then, it's like this is the best way to prevent the creation of terrorists by building healthy economic opportunities in their own community. So are you aware of 1325 and it as a resource to help build in your country that can lead to some future funding and additional support?
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for your question. I have to say that honestly, my heart bleeds when I hear that like so much money is given into sometimes the government, but one thing we need to understand is that when we give so much money to, for example, the Ministry of Water, earlier this year, I went to a water conference, in London, and I met this wonderful woman who was telling me that they gave last year, or in 2021, they gave the European Union gave $38.2 million for access to clean drinking water for Burkina Faso. And 1 month prior that, I was sitting with the minister who was asking me to drill 2 boreholes, 2 boreholes for a community in the region of Badiel-Liberty in Burkina Faso. Well, this ministry have people to pay. They have staff to take care of. So smaller organization like GBF, when we receive H2O for Life, when we receive the funds, it goes directly to the communities because we work directly with the communities. There is no intermediary. So I think that when there is like big funds coming in for this project, it has to go through this grassroots organization because we're the one doing the work. Now, where do GBF get the fundings? We get our fundings through small family foundations. The Water Princess, if you ever read this book, is based on my childhood story. And we're even doing a grant with H2O for Life. My friend Patty is here, so please take a look. And so, yeah, we struggle. Honestly, we struggle. Sometimes I want to give up, but I can't. I have no choice than continuing to help bring light to and justice, because to me this is like justice. Access to clean drinking water is the least, is the minimum we can give to a human being.
We have time for one more question.
Great. I was so impressed and so interested in the oasis concept. I'm wondering how much does it cost for one oasis? And then my second question is, how can Rotary help? How can Rotarians help?
Thank you. Thank you very much. To build an oasis is $20,000. To build a well is $10,000. To help train a woman is $660. How can you help? I love your question. So right here, if you can support us with a Rotary grant with Patty, I think that would be wonderful. We will focus in schools. We will focus in schools. There are so many schools that don't have water. You know, we've been saying that kids need to go to school, they need to be educated for a better future. Between us, this isn't possible. It's not possible. I remember going to school being thirsty, but I have to still sit in the class being hot because there isn't any air conditioner or any fan. You know, the school I went to was very, very basic. So how do we keep focus in these conditions? Arisen. Yeah, so I think we should start with the basic, access to clean drinking water. Then there will be more opportunities for these people in these communities. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Georgie, for your talk and your enthusiasm.
Yes, thank you for having me, and Charlotte, bravo. Thank you very much, and please give it up for yourself because what you're doing is amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, we want to commend you for your efforts and your foundation. I was able to access your website, and as a water engineer, I appreciate the hard work of the drilling and the pipes and the wells, and your empowering of women to maintain your system is exemplary. As if you don't have enough problems with water supply and drought and such, we want to connect with our Rotary programs of worldwide polio eradication. And I notice on the Rotary website directed to polio eradication, Burkina Faso is one of 8 countries that's at risk because of lack of immunizations and monitoring. So we want to donate 100 doses of polio vaccine in your name to the Rotary program. Again, thanks so much.
No, thank you so much. Thank you. I am absolutely so very much touched. When it comes to polio, I have one person to honor today is my cousin Patricia. She had polio when we grew up, and we used to walk together to fetch water, even her having polio. So thank you. I will share that with her. Thank you. Oh.
Next week, in addition to our regular program, District Governor Jim Johnson will visit. I have absolutely no idea what he's going to talk about, as I'm just the hired help, but I'm sure it's going to be motivating and make you want to climb a mountain. Yeah, baby.
Would you like to catch the last curtain call at one of Boulder's long-standing dinner theatre companies? Then join the Boulder Rotary Club night at the Boulder Dinner Theatre for a night of fun. There are 30 center stage tickets reserved for Fiddler on the Roof. The tickets include dinner and theatre for Wednesday, November 15th at 6 p.m. Hurry, tickets are going fast and seats are limited. If you're interested, please contact Linda Nels at lindanels@gmail.com. Wednesday, November 15th at 6 p.m. at the Boulder Dinner Theatre.
Someone we know and love is turning 97 years old today. That's right, it's Dorothy Rupert. After today's meeting, consider sticking around the JCC for a little birthday celebration for Dorothy. There will be cake, maybe some candles, no gifts, but definitely all kinds of Dorothy Rupert. Is there any better birthday gift than that? Help Dorothy Rupert celebrate her birthday today, immediately following the regular Boulder Rotary meeting. Everyone is invited. This week's Rotarian on the Street with past president Marty Evans. So, between a gorilla and an elephant, who would win a fight? and why?
Well, I really like elephants, and I think they could grab the gorilla by the torso, and the gorilla.
So the elephant's going to grab the gorilla by the torso. With his trunk. Not with his little feet. It would pull up his little feet.
Lord, no.
Okay,
no.
so it grabs it by its trunk with its trunk. Okay,
and then takes it up high.
And then slam it down.
I could.
Have you thought a lot about this? It seems like a very well prepared answer.
But I like gorillas too.
So your entire answer is how well you like the animal, or
probably.
Okay, great.
This is as good a reason as any.
This week's Rotarian on the Street with Marty Evans.
Hey everybody, it's almost Halloween, so it is just the right time to have a program about tarantulas. Every fall in Colorado, thousands of male tarantulas creep across the Comanche National Grassland. If that's your first reaction to hearing about thousands of tarantulas on the march, then next week's program is a must-see. Lorna McAllister, Target Species Manager at Butterfly Pavilion, will be here to tell us why it's actually a wonderful thing, not a scary thing, to have these huge spiders creeping across Colorado in search of love.
All together now.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.